Everyone is obsessed with losing fat, but nobody is talking about the thing that is actually killing people quietly after 40. It is not belly fat. It is not cholesterol. It is the slow, invisible disappearance of your muscle. And by the time most people notice it, it has already done serious damage. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share could genuinely change how you think about your health, and maybe even save your life. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about real, research-backed health information for people who want to live longer, stronger, and smarter. Hit that subscribe button because we post new videos every week that your doctor probably does not have time to tell you. Now, let us talk about something called sarcopenia. That is the medical term for age-related muscle loss. And it is one of the most underdiagnosed, under-discussed health crises happening to adults over 40 right now. So, real question is, what is actually happening inside your body? Here is the truth most people do not know. Starting around the age of 30, your body begins losing muscle mass. Slowly at first, about 3 to 5% per decade. But after 50, that rate accelerates. And after 60, some people lose up to 1 to 2% of their muscle every single year. A landmark study published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia and Muscle found that approximately 10 to 16% of adults over 60 are affected by sarcopenia globally. That is hundreds of millions of people walking around with significantly reduced muscle mass, and most of them have no idea. Now here's where it gets serious. Fat, yes, excess fat is bad. It raises inflammation, strains your heart, and increases the risk of diabetes. But here is the thing about fat. It is relatively passive. Muscle, on the other hand, is metabolically active tissue. It burns calories even when you are sitting still. It regulates your blood sugar. It protects your joints. It keeps you upright and balanced. It is essentially your body's engine. When that engine starts disappearing, everything else starts breaking down. Let me now tell you about the real dangers nobody warns you about. Let me give you 5 real, research-backed reasons why muscle loss is more dangerous than fat gain. Number 1. Muscle loss dramatically increases your risk of death. This one shocked me when I first read it. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed thousands of older adults and found that low muscle mass was a stronger predictor of mortality than obesity. Let that sink in. Being thin but having no muscle is more dangerous than carrying extra weight but having strong muscle underneath. Researchers call this skinny fat, and it is far more common after 40 than people realize. Number 2. It destroys your metabolism. Muscle is your metabolism. Every pound of muscle you carry burns approximately 6 calories per day at rest. That might not sound like much, but over months and years, the loss of 10 or 15 pounds of muscle means your body is burning hundreds fewer calories per day without you changing anything. This is why so many people in their 40s and 50s suddenly start gaining fat, even when they have not changed their diet. It is not just hormones. It is muscle loss quietly lowering your metabolic rate. Number 3. It leads to falls, fractures, and loss of independence. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that falls are the leading cause of injury and injury-related death among adults 65 and older. And the primary underlying cause of those falls: weak muscles and poor balance. A study in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that older adults with low muscle mass had a significantly higher risk of fractures, even independent of bone density. Meaning your muscles are supposed to be protecting your bones, and when they are gone, your bones pay the price. One bad fall, one broken hip, that can be the beginning of a very rapid decline in quality of life. Number 4. It increases your risk of type 2 diabetes. This one surprises people. Your skeletal muscles are the primary site of glucose uptake in your body. About 80% of the glucose from the food you eat is absorbed by your muscles. When you lose muscle, your body has nowhere to put that glucose, and it stays in your bloodstream. A large-scale study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that people with low muscle mass had a significantly higher risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, regardless of their body fat percentage. So even if you are not overweight, losing muscle puts you at serious metabolic risk. Number 5. It is directly linked to cognitive decline. Your brain and your muscles are more connected than most people think. Research published in the journal Gerontology found that older adults with lower muscle strength had a significantly increased risk of cognitive decline and dementia. There is a biological reason for this. Muscle tissue produces proteins called myokines during exercise and contraction. These myokines travel to the brain and support the growth of new brain cells, reduce inflammation, and protect against neurodegenerative disease. When your muscles weaken and shrink, this protective signaling slows down, and your brain feels it. Now, so what can you do about it? Here's the good news, and this is important. Muscle loss is not inevitable. It is preventable. And even if it has already started, research shows it is reversible at almost any age. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association followed a group of nursing home residents with an average age of 87. After just 10 weeks of resistance training, participants showed an average muscle strength increase of 113% in their 80s. So it is never too late, but the earlier you start, the better. Step 1. Resistance training is non-negotiable. This does not mean you need to become a bodybuilder. 2 to 3 sessions per week of resistance training, whether that is weights, resistance bands, body weight exercises, or even water aerobics, is enough to slow or reverse muscle loss significantly. The American College of Sports Medicine recommends resistance training at least 2 days per week for older adults. Step 2. Eat enough protein. Most adults over 50 are chronically under-eating protein. The current recommended daily intake is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. But many researchers now argue that for older adults, the optimal amount is closer to 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed higher amounts of protein maintained significantly more muscle mass over 3 years compared to those with low protein intake. Think eggs, chicken, fish, Greek yogurt, legumes, and quality protein supplements if needed. Step 3. Do not sit still. Muscle loss accelerates dramatically with inactivity. Even short periods of bed rest or sedentary living can trigger rapid muscle breakdown, a process called disuse atrophy. Aim for daily movement. Walk, stretch, stand. Even light activity throughout the day helps preserve muscle. Step 4. Check your vitamin D and testosterone levels. Low vitamin D is directly linked to accelerated muscle loss. A study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that vitamin D deficiency was associated with significantly lower muscle strength and increased sarcopenia risk. Get your levels checked. The optimal range is generally between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter. Similarly, declining testosterone and estrogen levels after 40 play a significant role in muscle loss. Talk to your doctor about hormonal health. It is a conversation worth having. Let us bring it all together. Muscle loss after 40 is not just about looking less toned. It is a serious health threat that raises your risk of death, diabetes, falls, fractures, cognitive decline, and metabolic collapse, often silently, over years, before any obvious symptoms appear. Fat gets all the attention, but your muscle is what keeps you alive, functional, and independent. The fix is not complicated. Lift something heavy a few times a week. Eat enough protein. Keep moving every day. Get your levels checked. Start now, not next month. If this video opened your eyes even a little bit, do me a favor and share it with someone you care about. A parent, a sibling, a friend in their 40s or 50s. This is the kind of information that genuinely makes a difference. And if you want to go deeper, I have a video on the exact exercises that rebuild muscle after 50. Go watch that next. It is linked right here. Subscribe if you have not already. We drop new videos every week covering the health topics that actually matter for living a longer, stronger life. I will see you in the next one.